Hello, everyone. Mr. English here. I just want to kind of go over all the stuff that's coming home and what to do with it for our team and our FLO Explore team members. The first thing I'm going to show you is right here in Lego Education. If you don't have, if you're on a school Chromebook, if your kid is using their school Chromebook, this should already be loaded on their Chromebook. And if it's not loaded on their Chromebook, don't think will be able to do it. But all of the student Chromebooks K through 2 got this pushed out, so it's already on their Chromebooks. But if you're using your own device, you can go to Lego Education and find the software section, scroll all the way down, find the place where it says I think it says software. And you can get here, or if you just search WeDo software in Google, it will bring you right to this Lego Education section, and you just select your operating system right here, and it will take you to whatever the software is that you need for WeDo. For Chromebooks, it's an extension. So I'm going to use a Chromebook for this, but it works the same for pretty much any device. You can also download it on most tablets. So if your kid has a tablet, most of the tablets have the WeDo software as well. Works pretty much the same on there as it does on a Chromebook. Once you have it downloaded on the Chromebook, or if you're using your student Chromebooks, sometimes the icon will appear down here in the icon tray, but if it doesn't, if you click the little circle down here in the bottom left corner, the launcher, you can search for the software. You can see mine's already loaded right here in the middle, but in case it's not there, you just search for WeDo, all one word. It will pop right up. The icon is right there, and you're going to open that software. Once you open that software, it'll open in that separate app, just like it does here. And I'll show you how to kind of connect the robot and some of the other things that I want you to do with it once that happens. Not sure why I have to choose an account, but I'm doing that. There we go. Yes, I don't mind that. That's fine. They can have access. Okay, here we go. So a couple of the things that are coming home with you, and I'll go over kind of what each of these things are when the time comes. But you're going to get 2 instruction manuals and a bucket of Legos. It's important that we kind of keep these things separate, because some of these things you're going to pass on to another team member and some of these things you're going to keep. This is going to get passed on to another team member. Please make sure to keep it separate kind of from everything else. This is our Explore set that we're going to be building. It's that picture right there. That's what comes in that box. So we want to make sure we keep it separate. And you'll know which one is which, because you're also going to get another tub of Legos that your child is going to get to hang on to through the duration of our program. And it's just a random set of Legos. There's no rhyme or reason to what's in here. And everybody's set of this is different. Everybody's set of this is different. And this is what your child is going to hang on to. I'm going to ask that you try not to mix your child's Legos and these Legos together, because I'm going to try to ask for these back at the end of the year. But I'm going to level with you. If they do get mixed up and you end up keeping these Legos, I'm not going to lose sleep over it, okay? So I don't want to have a panic attack for any of that. But the gist of it is those Legos are going to be moved on. But these Legos are going to be passed from team member to team member and build a specific thing. So we want to make sure that this bucket stays separate from everything else. You'll know which bucket is which, because this bucket, I don't know if you can see them in there, but has a ton of these little things. And you'll see them in there kind of throughout the bucket. You can kind of see a couple of them right here. And just by kind of seeing those little flat 4 squares, I know that this bucket is the Explore set, and I need to keep that one separate, okay? So that one stays sealed until there's such a time as we're going to actually use it. You're going to get a big blue bucket like this. This one right here costs about $250, this set. This set needs to stay separate from everything else, even more so than anything, okay? So as best we can, we're going to try to keep that set separate. That set gets passed on from year to year. That blue set, I need to keep it the same from year to year to year. The Explorer set, if this one ends up getting a little bit, then that's fine, because this is only for this year. So once this year is done, this set is not anything important that we're going to keep from year to year. But that blue set, that's our challenge. That's our robot set, and that needs to stay together, because that gets passed on from team to team to team from year to year to year. So that needs to stay complete and how it is. I think that's all I've got for. Oh, and one more thing, you're going to get this. This is our engineering notebook for this year. This stays with your child through the duration of the program this year as well. So those are the things you're going to get at some point. Some of these things you're going to get right now. Some of these things you might not get just yet, but you'll be getting them because those are the things we pass from member to member. So kind of a little bit about what we're going to do with each of these Legos. This is the bucket of random Legos that you're going to keep with your child through the duration of the program. They're going to do mini builds with this. I've been doing coloring pictures. We're coloring pictures of different things. And from now on, we're not going to color pictures of things. We're actually going to use those Legos, and they're going to build little mini builds of whatever our concept is. And that's what they're going to use for that. And they'll take it apart each time. So they'll build something, and then at the end of the meeting, we'll take it apart, put it all back in the bucket for next meeting. And that's what those are going to be used for. This is for building our mission, our Explorer set. So that'll be kind of described in the engineering notebook. And the blue bin is also going to be for kind of building some different programming stuff. So what's going to happen is this. When you have it, you're going to build the Explorer set and have your child kind of explore the Explorer set and kind of see how things how things go together. Each of these is going to give directions for how to build the Explorer set. So have your child, you're not doing it. I know you want to play with the Legos. I want to play with the Legos too, but we're going to let the kids do this. Of course, you're welcome to help them if they need it, but if they don't need it, let them go. Let them go. And let them go ahead and build that Explorer set. And once they've got it built, help them kind of explore it. Explore, how does it work? How do the gears work? How do things go up and down? How does this connect with activity? During the course of our practices, I will be asking them that same question, especially once they've all had a chance to build it and look at it and use it. I'm definitely going to be asking them questions about how does this Explorer set connect with people doing activities, people doing things, being more active, being more healthy. That's what we're going to be looking for. There's two kind of sections. All the Legos for both of these are all in that bucket. I put them all together. Sorry if that becomes a problem later, but hopefully it doesn't. But there's two books. This is book number 2. So they build book number 1. They explore that. They build book number 2. There's enough Legos to have both of them built at the same time. So you don't have to take one apart to build the other. It all kind of goes together. And then I think at the end of book 2, it tells you how to attach the motor. Let me put it on the screen. There we go. The motor, which is this thing right here. That motor and that module right there, that thing, that comes from the blue bin. Those are the only things that come from the blue bin in this set, but those do come from the blue bin, the WeDo bin. That's the program module, and that's the motor, and that comes from our blue WeDo bin. That does not need to go on to do most of the exploring, but they can see how that motor sort of works. I'm not worried right away about attaching that motor. If you don't get to it or it doesn't seem to work for them, don't bother putting the motor on. We will do that later kind of together as a team. If they want to try it and you want to try it, go for it. But that's something we will do later as a team, and we will kind of work on programming it and doing something with it. Which brings me to the blue bin. What I want you to do with the blue bin is in the challenge guide, and I'll try to be maybe a little more specific about this after I've really looked things over. But in the challenge guide, there's always a section that talks about a robot, and you'll know it's the robot section because it'll have a program on it. This is the programming part right here. And I'd like you and your child to build what it asks. In this case, it's asking you to build the windmill. It says, complete the getting started project cooling fan. We'll look at that in just a minute. I want to show you how to go ahead and connect the Lego brick to your computer or tablet or whatever it is you're using. First thing, make sure you have Bluetooth turned on whatever device you're using. After you've opened the program, it's going to give you an opportunity. There's my arrow. You can go to the next screen. And actually, I can close this. Sorry. There we go. And this is kind of the main screen, the home screen that kind of talks about some different things. I'm going to just click on My Projects to open up a new project. And I'm going to go ahead and connect the Lego brick first and show you how to do that. You do that by clicking the kind of the Bluetooth section right up here. And that's going to get your computer to start looking for the hub. It's telling you to push the button on the hub. That's this thing right here. The button is right up at the top. So if I just push that button, you'll see it kind of flash a light. And once it starts flashing the light, it's searching for that connection. And within just a couple flashes, it will likely connect. So right now it's found it, and I'm just going to select it on the screen. And once I do, those two devices are connected. You'll see the light stays on, and that's how you know you are connected. Once you've done that, you can start to program. What you're going to need to do, this is the programmable section. This is the motor that's actually going to move. It's got a cord on the end. That cord can plug into either port on the device. So you just plug that in together, and you can see that you'll be able to program it. The play button, you can move it wherever you want. And then you've got some tools down here. You're going to program first based on whatever the book tells you to do. So if I was making this program right here, I'm going to move the stop block up. I'm going to move, I don't need the play block. And I'm going to move the motor block up, and I'm going to see kind of how those things work together. Actually, that's not the right order. So it's showing you that those are the blocks you use, but it's not necessarily telling you how to put it together. So it's, and that's what I would let the child explore. You can show them that when you move blocks up that they will attach. You can see how mine's kind of saying, hey, you want this on that block? Yes, I do. So you can start to let the kids explore. The more you let them explore and figure things out, the better off it's going to be. Now, if they're getting to the point of frustration, if they're getting to a point where they are feeling lost, or they're feeling like they're not discovering anything new, or they those kinds of things, then you can help kind of direct them or push them in a particular direction. But what you don't want to do is tell them exactly how to do it, or make them think that there's one particular right way to do it. And then once they've done it the right way, that they're done. That's not what this is about. This is about exploring. So I have them change that number. You can do that just by selecting a new number from down below. Oops, I don't know about, well, I can try 66 and see if it'll let me do it. Have them do some different exploring. Let them do some different things. One of the things I challenge them to do is try to change the direction of it. I try to give them little missions of some different ways to modify it or change it. Remember, they're kindergartners, first and second graders. Don't make it too complicated. Don't make it like there's multiple steps of things. Just give them one idea or one thing where if they just take that one block, like I tell them, can you make it go the other way? And then let them explore and try to figure out what it is. And if they're having a hard time, I might say, hey, there's some blocks down there that give certain directions. One kind of goes one way, one goes the other way. I'm thinking maybe that might help you, right? Have them change the speed. I might give them the mission. Try to make it go faster. Try to make it go slower. How slow can you make it go? How fast can you make it go? These are challenges that they might be successful in doing. You're welcome to go through the challenge book and do any of the programming challenges and programming builds that they have in there. Oh, when you're trying to tell them what to build, that's up here in the kind of, I don't know, tools section, I guess, which again, you and your kids are welcome to explore. But the different things to build are up here. So when it talked about the cooling fan is listed under there. When I select it, it will start to give me some directions. I'm going to hit the go button. And it's going to kind of go through a little bit of a story. It's a hot day. You can read this with your child or have your child read it to you. But it's going to go through a little bit of a story. And then there's a button that says start building. That's kind of the key for you, that you're going to go ahead and start building it. There's a little arrow at the bottom. So it's going to start off by saying this is the model you're going to build. Start off with the program block. It's going to go step by step how to build it. They should be pretty familiar with how to build Legos. When they get all done with the steps, I'm just going to fast forward here. Good job. You've got yourself a fan. Thank you so much. And then it's going to give you, I can click the X and it'll get me out of the build section and back to the story. I'm going to click the next button. It's going to tell me to connect my device. I'm already connected. I can skip this step, but it will help you connect your device if you haven't already. Make the fan turn, create a program, explain how each item works. So I'm going to go ahead, and it's not really showing me. Pull that down so we can kind of see it. And it's telling me how it wants me to program it. Because I've already got some blocks in there, it looks a little weird. But it's going to tell me how it wants me to program it. And then it's going to say kind of the same things I was. How do you make it stop? How do you change its speeds? Program this fan to do other things. Let the kids explore. And at this point, you can go back to the program. That's the home button. And I'll just go back to my project. And there it is. And I can start programming again. So when I hit the play button, it's going to go ahead and play the program. When I hit the stop button, it's going to stop the program. If I want the program to go again, I hit the play button, and it's going again. And that's what we're doing right now. If you have any questions or concerns or aren't sure about something, please make sure to email me, call me, text me. I'm happy to help you out. But the whole idea of these things is to kind of explore. And thanks again, parents, for all you're doing to help your kids out. And I'm going to kind of continue to work on these things. Also in practice, we'll talk about the things that they've been doing and what they've explored and what they've seen. So thank you so much, and we'll keep in touch.